Hey there, I'm Simone. Thanks for joining me today. In this class, we're going to be focusing on some back bending, so opening up the chest, lengthening the spine, taking our vertebral column into extension, and then we're going to finish the class once we're all nice and open in this way into some pranayama or some breathing exercises. So go ahead, grab yourself 2 blocks and a blanket, and I'll meet you on the mat in a moment.
And just feeling that gentle flow of the breath. Feeling the sitting bones rooting down towards the floor. And the length of the spine, up and out of the pelvis. And just taking a moment and noticing that we might be thinking, that we are thinking, and bringing awareness to the reality that we are not our thoughts. And the more we can become aware of the thinking, the more we can sit in that reality that we are not our thoughts. We have thoughts, but the thoughts don't make up the essence of who we are. And we are, each one of us, something so much bigger, more profound than our own thoughts. And we'll bring our hands together in front of our hearts. And we'll take a deep breath all together in through the nose. Exhale to release. And inhaling for a single And exhaling, letting your hands release back down onto your knees or into your lap. Softening the muscles of your face and your forehead as you let the eyes open. And then we'll slowly start to make our way onto our back. If you have your blocks, go ahead and take your blocks towards the top 2 corners of your mat before you come and lie down. I'm just going to move back onto my mat. And have your blanket close by as well. And then come and lie down and plant your feet flat on the floor. You can have your arms just resting by your sides, or you could take your hands for now onto your belly. And we'll just start to breathe here, in and out through the nose. The eyes can be closed. Letting your body just arrive into this position, feeling the weight of your body on the floor, feeling the support of the floor, the earth underneath your body. And then when you're ready, we're going to start to inhale and lift our arms up and over our head. And then exhale, and we'll take the arms back down by our sides. And inhale and lift. And exhale and lower. And keep going with that. Inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. And inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. Good. Now we're going to let the arms rest by the sides. We're going to inhale, lift our hips up. You can squeeze your butt. And then exhale and lower and come back down. And inhale and lift the hips. And exhale and lower and come back down. Do that a couple more times. Inhale and lift. And exhale and lower. And one more inhale and lift. And then exhale and lower. And we'll pause there for a couple breaths. Taking a couple deep breaths into the belly. Now we're going to do arms and legs together. So inhaling, lifting hips and arms. And then exhaling, lowering arms and hips. And keep going with that. Inhaling to lift, lifting arms, lifting hips. Trying to coordinate the movement to the best of your ability. So lifting your hips at the appropriate rate so that as the arms come down, the hips come down. And then inhaling again, lifting, and again, trying to time it to the best of your ability so as the arms touch the floor over your head, your hips reach their maximum height. And then exhale and come back down. Good. We're going to start to count the breaths here. So we're going to inhale for a count of 6 and exhale for a count of 6. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and rest. You might feel a good amount of work in your glutes, or the backs of your legs. We'll lift the arms and the legs up towards your ceiling, and then just give everything a good shake. Shake out the arms, shake out the legs. Good. You can just shake the legs, and then you can just shake the arms, or you can do it all together, whatever feels better for you. Good. And then hugging your knees into your chest, you can give yourself a little rock side to side. And then either rolling up towards sitting or rolling over to one side to come up towards a seated position, and we'll make our way now onto our hands and our knees. And have your hands just a little bit out in front of your shoulders. We'll start to work through some cat and cow. So starting with that tucking of the tail and lifting of the tail. So start small and then start to work it a little bit bigger through the rest of your spine. Good. Exhaling to round, scoop the belly in as you push the floor away, and inhale to lift the tailbone, arching through the lower into the mid and the upper back. And we'll just keep working through that a few more times. Good. And then if you want to do some side-to-side movements or some more circular movements, feel free to explore a little bit here. Maybe be a little bit creative. If you are doing something circular, go ahead and switch directions. And then we'll come back towards center. Press it into your fingertips. Try to suction cup the palm of the hand away from the floor. Tuck your toes under, lift your knees 2 inches off the floor and pause there. And then pressing down and forward, start to lift your hips up and back. Keep your knees really bent as you come towards your first downward facing dog. So hips high, push the floor away. You can let your head release towards the floor. Keep the knees bent. And go ahead, straighten out the right leg as you bend the left knee. Pause and breathe as if you can breathe into the back of that right leg and ankle. Then go ahead and switch sides. Pausing and breathing as if you can breathe into the back of the left leg, left ankle. And then we'll slowly bring the knees back down to the floor. Take the knees wide, take the toes together, taking the left hand a little bit more towards the center of the mat. Inhale, feel the right arm up. And then we'll exhale, take that right arm all the way through and down. Inhale and lift, broaden the collarbone, open the chest. Exhale, take it all the way through and down. Good. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, lengthen and lift. And then exhale, take it all the way through and down. Slide that arm out a little further. Come up onto the fingertips of the left hand. Push the floor away. Maybe lift the chest 1 more millimeter towards the ceiling. And then we'll slowly come back up to the side. So right hand towards the center of the mat. Inhale, lengthen, lift the left arm. Exhale, take it all the way through and down. And inhale, lift, broadening the collarbone, opening the chest. And exhale, take it all the way through and down. Good, one more time. Inhale, lengthen and lift. And then exhale, take it all the way through and down. Pause there, come up onto the fingertips of the right hand, push the floor away, lift the chest towards the ceiling. And then we'll slowly come back up. Taking the hands that little bit in front of the shoulders, knees underneath hips. Puff up the space between the shoulder blades. Start to draw the belly in like you're rounding your lower back, and then we'll step 1 foot back and then the other and come into a plank position and pause. Good. Now from your lower belly, start to lift your hips up and back. Come to your first, or your second actually, downward facing dog. Lift the hips high, knees can be bent here. Try to draw the front, the top of the thigh bone back as you send the top of your shin bone forward. Good, you can pedal out your feet a couple more times if you'd like. And then lifting both your heels up high. Keep pushing the floor away. Lift your right leg up and back now. Step your right foot forward through your hand. Come down onto your left knee. And if you need a blanket underneath your knee, feel free to take your blanket or double over your mat. And then we'll inhale and sweep the arms up. Holding the right wrist, or the left wrist, lift it up, take it over towards the right. Try to firm the belly in and puff up the lower back ribs. And then inhale, coming back up to center. Release the wrist, rotate through that left shoulder, bend the left elbow, send the left hand down the back. And then maybe any amount firming the back of the head into the arm and opening up into that left armpit, left side of the chest. Straightening out the arms, take the hands down to the floor. You can make your lunge a little longer, so take your knee a little further back. Take your hands to the inside of the foot. You could have your blocks here underneath your hands. And then we'll inhale, hinge forward, opening the chest. Exhale and hinge back. Inhale and hinge forward. Exhale and hinge back. And just keep working through that. You could close your eyes if that feels good. Sometimes it's really nice to take the visual stimulus out of the equation. And then the next time you come forwards, we'll stay. Turn your foot and thigh out at 45 degrees. You can walk your hands out to the sides and then rocking side to side. And just rock side to side a couple times. And if you want to do some circular movements, you can go ahead and do some circular movements in one direction. And then reversing, switching directions. Okay, coming back towards center, walk the hands back in. Point the toes of the right foot now straight ahead. Tuck your back toes under, start to straighten out your back leg. Reaching back through the heel, reaching forward through the crown of your head. If you don't have blocks, just be up on your fingertips so that you can get a little bit more height into the torso. And then inhale here, peel the right arm up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to exhale, take the right arm down. Inhale, lift the left arm up. And then exhale, take the left arm down. Inhale, lift the right arm. Exhale, right arm down. Inhale, lift the left arm. Exhale, left arm down. Good. One more time, either side. Inhale, lift right. Exhale, and lower. Inhale, lift left. And exhale, and lower. Put the blocks to the side. Step back and come to downward facing dog. Inhale, coming forwards into plank and pause. We're going to take the knees to the floor. Exhale, let the elbows bend a couple inches. Inhale to straighten and exhale to hinge back. Inhale, hinging forward. Exhale to bend. Inhale to straighten and exhale to hinge back. And we'll just work through that a few times. Breathing and moving. Come all the way down onto the belly. Reach the arms up and over the head. Make yourself as long as you can. Inhale, start to peel the chest open. Draw your hands back. Find your W-shaped arm position. Try to get those hands above your elbows. Sweep the arms back by your hips. And then butterfly. And W-shape, hands back. Butterfly to the front. And we'll keep going. W-shape, hands back. Butterfly to the front. Let's do two more. W-shape, hands back. Butterfly to the front. Last time, W-shape, hands back, butterfly to the front. Exhale and release. Take a big breath into your belly. Hands by the lower ribs, press back through a child's pose. And then we'll lift up and back to downward facing dog. Lifting the left leg up and back. Stepping the left foot forward through the hands. Coming down onto the right knee. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Holding the right wrist now, lift it up, take it over to the left. Firm the bellies in. Try to puff up the lower back ribs. Breathing there. Inhale as you come back up to center. Release the wrist, rotate through that right shoulder, bend the right elbow from the right hand down the back. And then any amount from the back of the head into the arm. Slowly straighten up the arms. Exhale, take the hands down to the floor, to the inside of the foot. You can heel toe that front foot out to the side a little bit. You could be using your blocks here. And then we'll inhale and hinge forwards and exhale and hinge back. And again, just working into this hinging action. Feel free to close your eyes if that feels good. Doesn't matter how far you move in either direction, just breathing and moving, generating the movement from your hips. Good, hinge forwards and stay. Turn the foot and thigh out at 45 degrees. Flex the ankle, walk the hands out to the side, and then start to rock side to side. Just exploring a slightly different movement in the hips here. And if you want to do little circles, you can. And then we'll switch directions. Good. And then we'll slowly walk the hands back in. Feel free to have your blocks underneath your hands. If you don't have blocks, you're coming up onto your fingertips. Left toes point straight ahead. Back toes tuck under. Straighten out that back leg. And then really try to draw your thigh bones in towards your hip socket. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Inhale, peel the left arm up. Exhale, take the left hand down. Inhale, lift the right arm up. Exhale, take the right arm down. Inhale, lift left. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift right. Exhale to lower. One more time, either side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, expand, and exhale, lower to contain. Good. Take the blocks to the side if you're on the block. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale again, come forwards into plank and pause. Taking the knees to the floor. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, hinge back. And we'll just work through that a few times. Really trying to generate this movement from your hips. This is about a hip hinge more than it is about doing a push-up. Although there is that push-up element, so trying to draw the shoulder blades down the back and firm the belly in as the elbows bend. And then we'll inhale, come forward and all the way down. Good. If your blocks are right beside you, you might want to move them out of the way for what's coming next. Reach the arms out over the head. Lengthen yourself as much as you can. This is going to be a little bit different. Inhale, start to peel the chest open. Reach the arms out in front of you. And then sweep them back beside you and really try to squeeze your shoulder blades together as you reach towards your toes. Good, and then we're going to bring them all the way to the front again. And then again, exhale, sweep them back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then release, come forward. Good. One more like that. Exhale, sweep them back and lift. And then release, come forward. Take a big breath into your belly. Pressing back through your child's pose to downward facing dog. Bending your knees deeply, look towards your hands. Step or walk your feet forward. Taking your hands to your shins, inhale and peel your chest open. Exhale as you fold over your thighs. Good. Inhale again, peel your chest open and lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold over your thighs. Inhale, coming all the way up to standing, arms lift, chest lift, lengthen and look up. And exhale to release your arms. Good. Pause there for a moment. Just take a breath. Can you guys still hear me? Can somebody maybe just type in for a second? Because the computer just told me, okay, great, thank you. Sorry, the computer just told me I'd been signed out. So we're not signed out. Good. Let's just keep going. Okay, so inhale, sweep the arms up and over the head, lengthen, lift the chest, look up, and then exhale as you hinge and fold. Inhale, peel the chest open, lengthen. Exhale, step your right foot back, come down onto your right knee, point your right toes. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And now exhale, take the arms out by your sides and then squeeze the shoulders back and down. We're going to rotate through the shoulders, reach the arms back, interlock the hands behind your back, and press the arms away as you lift your breastbone up. Good, and then we'll release the interlock the fingers, take the hands to the floor, stepping back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forwards to plank and pause. Exhale to lower from the toes or the knees all the way to the belly. Inhale, baby cobra here. Lift the hands 2 inches off the floor, firm the elbows in, draw the hands back. And then exhale and release, pressing up and back, downward facing dog. Good. Lift the right foot up and back, and then step it 3/4 of the way forward. We're going to rotate to the outer edge of the left foot. Right foot's just in the middle of the mat, so coming into a sort of half side plank variation here. We're going to reach that arm up and over the head. Push the floor away, lift the hips high. Take the right hand back down to the floor, step back, and sweep that right leg up and back. Good. Step the right foot forward. Step the left foot forwards to meet it. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale, coming all the way up. Arms lift, chest lift, look up. And right away, hinge and fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, stepping the left leg back. Come down onto the left knee. Point the left toes. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And then open the arms wide. Start to reach back and down. Rotate through the shoulders. See if you can interlock the opposite way, the way that feels a bit awkward. Press the arms away from you. Start to lift the chest. And then we'll exhale and release. Take the hands down, stepping back, downward facing dog. Inhale again, come forwards into plank and pause. Exhale to lower from the toes or the knees all the way to the belly. Inhale, baby cobra, peel the chest open, lift the hands, draw the elbows and hands back, and then take the hands to the floor. And as if you're trying to pull your breastbone through your arms, start to lift a little higher, maybe coming up to upward dog. Take the knees down, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Good. Lifting the left leg up and back, stepping the left foot forwards about 3/4 of the way. Coming onto the outer edge of the right foot, left foot's in the middle of the body or the mat. Lift the left arm up, push the forward, lift the hip. Reach the left arm up and over the head for the front of the mat. Take the hand back down, stepping back, downward facing dog. Sweeping that left leg up and back. Stepping the left foot forward through the hand, step the right foot forward to meet it. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale all the way up to standing. Arms lift, chest lift, lengthen, look up. And exhaling, Samasthiti. Inhale, bending the knees, sit low, coming into Utkatasana. Arms lift. And then exhale as you hinge and fold over the side. Inhale, peel the chest open, lengthen the spine. Exhale, stepping back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forwards into plank and pause, and just check where your hands are in relation to your shoulders. So if you need to take your hands a little further forward, see if you can line up the back of your wrist with the front of your shoulder. And then from the lower belly, lift the hips, downward dog. And we're going to transition from downward dog to upward dog. So keep the gaze towards the back of your mat, slowly shifting the body weight forwards, coming to the tips of your toes. And then go ahead and point your feet. Slowly with control, release the hips. Pull your breastbone forward through your arms. Head lift last. Good. Tuck the chin. Scoop the belly in. Downward facing dog. Let's do that one more time. Shifting the body weight forwards. Keep the chin tucked. Gaze to the back of the mat. Come to the tips of the toes. Point the toes or roll over the toes. Slowly draw the breastbone forwards. Push the floor away. Upward facing dog. Scoop the belly in, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Lifting the right leg up and back. Step the right foot forward through the hands. Inhale, sweep the arms up, high lunge. Holding the left wrist lifted up, take it over to the right. Pausing there. Inhale as we come back up to center. Release the wrist, rotate through the left shoulder. Bend the left elbow, take the left hand down the back, holding the elbow, or if working towards the full Gomukhasana arms as part of your practice, you can do that as well. Good, and then we'll straighten out the arms. Exhale, reach the arms back behind you, reach back, retract, rotate through the shoulders, interlock the hands behind the back, press the arms away, lift the breastbone high, and then we'll exhale, release. Take the hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Lifting the left leg up and back. Stepping the left foot forward through the hands. Inhale, sweep the arms up, high lunge. Holding the right wrist lifted up, take it over to the left. Firming the belly in, puffing up the lower back ribs. Inhale as you come back up to center. Release the wrist. Keep the arms lifted. Rotating through that right shoulder, bend the elbow. Either holding the elbow or working the opposite arm into that Gomukhasana shape. Then slowly release, straighten out the arms, reach the arms back and down, and then rotate through the shoulders. Interlock the fingers and lift the breastbone up. Good. We'll exhale, slowly release. Take the hands down, stepping back, downward facing dog. Good. Pausing here for a breath. Feel free to come to child's pose at any time. You don't need to wait for me to cue it. You can always take it. Lift your left foot 2 inches off the floor. Internally rotate that left leg so the outer edge of the left foot is flat on the floor. Flex the ankles. And then either stepping the right foot to the middle of the mat or stepping the right foot in front of or on top of the left. Inhale, lift the right arm, coming into a side plank variation. So any of these versions are fine. Good. We're going to try to step that right foot now behind the left leg. Lift the hips a little higher and reach for the front of the mat. And then making a big circle with that arm. Take the hand back down to the floor. Lift up and back, downward dog. Good. Lifting the right foot 2 inches off the floor. Internally rotate, plant that baby toe side of the foot flat on the floor. Bringing your left foot either to the middle of the mat, in front of, or on top of the right. So coming into your version of side plank, Vashisthasana. And then stepping the left foot behind the right leg, lift the hips, reach for the front of the mat. Making a big circle with that arm. Take the hand back down to the floor, stepping back, downward facing dog. Bending the knees, look forwards to the hands. Step walker, float the feet forward. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Bending the knees deep, sit low, arms lift, Utkatasana. Stick out your butt, lengthen through the sides of your waist, and Samastitihi. Good, again, inhale, bend the knees, sit low. Exhale as you hinge and fold over your hips. Inhale to peel the chest open and lengthen the spine. Exhale, stepping back, downward dog or vinyasa of your choice. So if you're taking the vinyasas, chaturanga from the knees or the toes, cobra or upward dog, will all meet in downward facing dog. Lifting the right leg up and back. Stepping the right foot forward through the hands. You can always use your right hand to help get it a little further forward. If you have a block, take your block to the outside of your right ankle. Putting the left heel down on the floor and giving your feet a little bit of space widthwise. So the heels don't need to be on the same line. It can be wider than that. Lead with your left arm. We're going to stand right up into our Virabhadrasana B, Warrior B. So let your hips be heavy. Draw your thigh bones into your hip sockets. Reaching out through your fingertips. Breathing there. Allowing yourself to just be in the asana. Right now, that's all you need to do. Be here. Rotate the palms to face up. Straighten the front leg, lift the arms up and over the head, hook the thumbs, lengthen and lift off and out of the pelvis, and then take your hands to your hips. You can heel toe that back foot in a couple times. Practice this hinging action from the hip. So right hip comes back, left hip comes forward. Reach for the front of your mat. Spin the chest up. Find your block on the outside of your ankle at whatever height works for you. And then maybe the left arm lifts. Maybe not. The left arm can stay, left hand can stay here on the hip as well. Gaze can be down at the floor, out to the side, or if the hand is lifted, it could be up towards the hand as well. We're going to rotate through that top shoulder, reach the arm back behind you, bend the elbow, find the lower back, waist, or hip. Good. Breathing there. Try to draw that right hip back. Send the breastbone to the front of the mat. And then we'll exhale, slowly release the arms. Take the hands down to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Lifting the left leg up and back. Stepping that left foot forward through the hands. Taking the block to the outside of the left ankle if you have it. Putting the right heel down on the floor, and remember that the heels don't need to be on the same line. They can be wider. Lead with the right arm. Inhale, stand right up into Virabhadrasana B, Warrior B. Hips are roughly on top, or shoulders are roughly on top of the hips, and trying to firm the belly in here. So creating a sense of containment through the torso. That's it. Breathe in deeply. Feel free to close your eyes for a few breaths. Just allowing yourself to be here, fully present in this moment. Rotating the palms to face up. Straightening the front leg, lift the arms up. You can heel toe that back foot in a tiny bit if you'd like, and then take your hands to your hips, practicing that hip hinge. And then hinge and reach for the front of your mat. Start to spin the chest up. Find your block at whatever height is working for you if you're using the block. If you don't have the block, the fingertips can just graze the outer calf muscle. And then maybe the right arm lifts. Gaze can be down at the floor, straight out to the side, or maybe if it's comfortable in the neck, up towards the fingertips. If the arm is lifted, we'll rotate through that shoulder, reach the arm back behind us, find the lower back, waist, or hip. Draw that left hip back, lengthen the breastbone forwards. And then we'll exhale, release the arm. Take the hands down to the floor. Stepping back, downward facing dog, or vinyasa if you'd like. These vinyasas are optional. Make sure if you're taking them, they're serving you this morning. Meeting back in downward dog, lifting that right leg up again. Step the right foot forward through the hands. If you have your blocks, take your blocks out to their highest height out in front of you. If you don't have blocks, you could have books here, or your fingertips are going to come to the floor. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Step your back foot in a tiny bit so you have a slightly shorter distance between the feet. Lean the body weight forward so it's centered over that front leg. Fingertips to the floor, blocks or books, and then float that back. And now keep your right hand sort of directly underneath your right shoulder and in line with your right foot. And then open up your left hip. Good. Keep your gaze steady. Flex that back ankle. Reach back through the heel. If you feel stable, start to take your left hand to your left hip. Trying to draw the right hip back and lengthen the breastbone forward. And then if you're still stable, you could go ahead and reach that left arm up towards the ceiling. Breathing there. And then keep that, if the arm is lifted, keep it there. And then start to bend that left leg in and really use the muscles in the back of your thigh to try to bring it in. So really squeeze those muscles, maybe even squeeze that left butt cheek. And then we'll straighten the leg out. Take the left hand back down to the block, books, or floor. Square the hips. Reach way back and land in a high lunge. Arms are going to lift. Exhale, take the back knee to the floor. If you need that extra support underneath the knee, take your blanket or double over your mat. Press the right thigh bone away. Lengthen through the left arm. Exhale, draw your belly in. Use your abdominal muscles to find that twist. Maybe the elbow crosses the knee, or you could also take the back of the hand to the outside of the knee. Firm the leg into the hand or the arm. Maybe the hands come to a prayer position. Send your breastbone forwards. Tuck your back toes under. Maybe you start to straighten out that back leg. Draw the breastbone. Try to lengthen it to the front of the mat. Good. One more breath. And then we'll exhale. Slowly release. Take the hands down. Step back. Downward facing dog. Lifting the left leg up and back. Stepping the left foot forward through the hands. If you have the blocks or the books and they're not where you need them to be, go ahead and move them, and then inhale and stand up into a high lunge. Step your back foot in a tiny bit. Lean forward so much so you get light on those back toes, and then fingertips to the floor, books or blocks, and then sweep that back leg up. Flex the ankle, reach back through the heel. And then slowly start to open up that hip. Keep your gaze steady. Keep the ankle flexed. And then taking your right hand to your right hip. Trying to lengthen that left side of the waist. Right hand can either stay here or it can start to lengthen up towards the ceiling. And then any amount starting to squeeze that right leg in. Use the muscles in the back of the leg. Squeeze your butt. Bring that foot in. And then we'll slowly straighten the leg out. Take the right hand down, square the hips, reach way back, land in a high lunge. Sweep the arms up. Good, taking the back knee to the floor. Taking the left hand to the left hip crease, inhale, lengthen up through the right arm. And then exhale, draw the belly in, rotate through the spine, cross the arm over the thigh. And then either or taking the back of the hand to the outside of the knee, whatever feels better for you today. Hands might come to a prayer position. Tuck the back toes under, maybe start to straighten out the back leg. Good, draw the thigh bone back, lengthen the breastbone forward. Breathing there. And then we'll exhale, slowly release the hand. Stepping back, downward facing dog. Or vinyasa, your choice. If the blocks are still at the front of your mat, just go ahead, come down and put the blocks out to the side. And then we'll just come and sit down for a moment onto our shins. And actually, if you have a block, go ahead and take one of your blocks behind you on its middle height. If you don't have a block, you'll do this without the block, that's fine. Just close your eyes for a moment, letting your hands rest on your thighs, palms face up or down. You could also be in a cross-legged seated position or any kind of seated position that allows you to maintain the length of your spine. Good, we're going to reach the arms out to the side and then reach back and down, reach back and down, and then rotate through the shoulders, interlock the fingers behind your back, turn the palms of your hands to face down. If you have the block, take the palms of the hands to the block, press down and straighten your arms. If you don't have the block, you're just going to press the palms of the hands away from you, straighten your arms as much as you can, and start to lift the breastbone up. Good, maybe the gaze starts to lift. Breathing there, one more breath. And then we'll exhale, slowly release. Good, just putting your block to the side. If you have your block, grab your blanket, have it close by. You can take your blanket onto your mat. We're going to come and lie down on our stomachs, on our bellies in a moment. So just have your mat in front of you, and then we'll come to downward dog. Inhale to come forwards into plank, and exhale to slowly lower all the way to the belly. Good. Point your toes. Take your forehead to the floor. You can stack your hands one on top of the other and just rest your forehead on the backs of your hands. And then we'll slowly take the arms down by the sides. Keep the forehead facing down. Now tuck your toes under. Start to reach back through your heels. Energize your legs. You're starting to slide your hands along the floor towards your feet. Start to lift your chest. Gaze is maybe just beyond the tip of your mat, and then go ahead and point your toes and start to lift your legs. The feet can be as far apart as feels good for you in your body. Going more for length and height. Breathing there. And then we'll exhale and release. You can either take your hands underneath your forehead or turn your head to one side. Go ahead, give your hips a little sway side to side. And then we're going to do that one more time, a little bit different this time. Take your forehead back down to the floor. Interlock your hands behind your back. Tuck your toes under. Reach back through your heels. And then start to reach back through the arms. Peel the chest open. Lift your hands up any amount towards the ceiling. And then go ahead and point your toes. Reaching back more than you're lifting up. So lengthening before you lift, breathing there. Feel your glutes engage, your butt muscles. And then we'll exhale and release. Again, you can take your forehead to the backs of your hands or turn your head in the opposite direction. You can give your hips a little sway side to side. All right, we're going to come into Dhanurasana bow pose next. So go ahead and interlock your hands again behind your back. Tuck your toes under, reach back through the heels, start to peel the chest open, lengthening as you lift. Go ahead, point your toes, reach back, go for length first, and then start to bend your knees. Use your muscles in the backs of your legs and your glutes as much as you can to get the feet in, and then go ahead and hold your ankles if you can reach them. And then inhale, press the feet towards the back of your mat. Start to peel the chest up. Inhaling, inhaling, inhaling. Breathing there. And then see, as much as you push back with your ankles, can you pull forward with your shoulders? One more breath, lift. And then exhale and release. Good. Again, forehead to the floor or turning the head in the opposite direction. Give your hips a little sway, side to side. Stay there for another breath. And then we're going to press back onto our shins, but try not to come into a child pose if you can. Try to just sit back up onto your shins. And then we're going to make our way onto our back. I'm just going to do a couple more back bends here. So come and lie down on your back. That's it. Take the bend, the feet are flat on the floor, knees are bent. Take the palms of the hands to the front of the thighs and press the tops of the thighs towards your feet. See if you can create a little bit of length in the sides of your waist. And then inhale here, start to lift your hips up and really use your butt muscles. Squeeze your butt, lift it up. And then we'll release the arms, walk the shoulders a little bit closer towards each other. You can either press the arms straight down or interlock the hands, press down and lift the hips up. Breathing there. Squeeze your butt, lift your hips, feet flat on the floor. And then we'll exhale and slowly come back down. Good, take a big breath into your belly. We're going to take one more back bend. So I'm going to talk you through the full Urdhva Dhanurasana, but if the full Urdhva Dhanurasana, full wheel pose, is not part of your practice and you don't want to take it today, then feel free to take another bridge pose if you'd like. Okay, we'll all start with our hands on the tops of our thighs. Press the thighs away and lengthen the sides of the waist. And then inhale, start to lift the hips up. Keep your hands where they are. So really trying to maintain that length as you lift. And then either bringing the arms down, or if we're coming into wheel pose, lifting the arms straight up towards the ceiling. Good. Now you can feel your glutes really engaging there. Press your shoulder blades down into the floor and then bend your elbows. Take the hands to the outsides of your ears with your pinky fingers turned out slightly. So you might feel the tips, the edges of your mat with your baby fingers. Press down into the hands and the feet. See if you can come to the crown of the head and then pause. Squeeze the elbows in. Squeeze your butt. On your next inhalation, we're going to lift all the way up, or lift as much as you can. Breathing there. Push the floor away. And then tuck the chin. When you're ready, coming all the way back down. Come onto the back of the head, the back of the torso. And pause and breathe. Just let your hands rest on your belly. Taking a couple breaths and just feeling the effects of the posture on your energy, on your breath, on your mental activity. You can open your feet nice and wide, take your arms out to the sides, and just windshield wiper your legs side to side a couple times. And then either rolling over to one side or rolling up towards sitting. If you have your blanket or you have some height to sit on, you could sit on some height here. And then we're going to bring our hands, our arms, hug the tops of our thighs into our chest, our belly, and then any amount, go ahead, start to straight. Okay, trying to keep your belly and your chest on your thighs, and then you can tuck your chin, lengthen the back of your neck. Just taking a few more breaths here. Filling up the back of your body with each inhalation. And then we'll slowly release the arms. Come back up to sitting. Come into a comfortable seated posture. I'm just going to finish with a little bit of pranayama. So finding a position you can be in just for a couple of minutes. Letting your hands rest on your knees, palms face down or up. Lengthening the spine, closing the eyes, or just softening the gaze if that feels better for you. I'm going to use I'm sorry, I'm having an issue with my headphones now. So sit there for a moment. Breathing in and out through the nose. I'm just going to try to fix this issue. All right. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm taking my headphones off, so just sitting comfortably here. Breathing in and out through the nose. We're going to use our right hand. You can fold your first finger and middle finger in, using your thumb to block your right nostril. Inhale through the left. Using your ring and baby finger, block the left nostril. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left.
Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. And letting your right hand release back down to your leg or knee. Letting your breath just find its natural rhythm. And then when you're ready, slowly starting to make your way towards Shavasana. If you have your blanket, taking it for under your head or on top of your hips. And letting your whole body start to be heavy. And setting yourself up to be comfortable. To release. To root down into the floor. I'm going to read you a poem that I recently came across. This isn't a new poem, but it feels very pertinent to our current time. It's called We Look with Uncertainty by Anne Hillman. We look with uncertainty beyond the old choices for clear-cut answers to a softer, more permeable aliveness, which is every moment at the brink of death. For something new is being born in us, if we but let it. We stand at a new doorway, awaiting that which comes, daring to be human creatures, vulnerable to the beauty of existence, learning to love. I encourage you to stay in your Shavasana for as long as you'd like, as long as you can. In a moment, I'm going to end the recording, but feel free to stay here, nourishing yourself, being with yourself, and taking time to absorb the benefits of your practice. I hope to see you all soon. Sending you so much love. And namaste. Thank you.